Howdy. A little extension video or in-depth or whatever, however you want to call it, about the Walrus mystery. That's from the early video I made today. Let's see if we can get the picture. Here's the Walrus. And yeah, let's dive into that. So we might start off with windy. Just to show you Svalbard, we have to go even more up. Svalbard is up here, so it's quite north. And the Walrus was somewhere here, which means it had to travel all the way down Skatekat, Skagerrak and all the way here until to the shore of Finland, which is very interesting. There has been some cold snaps coming in from the north. And there's also at the moment still going on somewhere here something, because there is no clouds or whatever. And it's pulling in air into Europe from Greenland. There is some extreme heat warning in England. Let's have a quick look at the temperature map. Maybe they will tell us something. Where is England? Where is it? Oxford. Yeah, there's 41 degrees or something was a warning. First time ever red warning in England. It might be on the weekend. 29. No. But anyway, I just picked that up and maybe it's still in the future. Now Monday, I don't know. But anyway, there's some warning going on in England. So make sure you have water. Yeah, this seems to be quite red. Let's go to the afternoon, 4 o'clock or something, 5 o'clock. 33, 35. Yes, there might be places where you reach more than 40 degrees. Urban jungle or whatever. But about the walruses, we are still on windy. I almost forgot to talk about the walruses. But anyway, let's go back to the satellite picture. I have made many videos already about this boundary, which seems to be quite persistent at this place, which means the weather, the Gulf Stream and all this stuff, which many ecological activities are related on, especially in the north or basically the whole Europe, because it's bringing warm water and through that warm air, so the climate is mild and things grow. But there has been emerging already last year this kind of boundary. They don't really get between Iceland and Norway. Sometimes it's more like that, but most is like that. So I don't know why it does like that. Gulf Stream obviously is about to collapse if it didn't have already. This might explain to some degree the weather we experience in Europe. Drought or massive rainfalls, tornadoes even in Finland. So we have drought in Finland, we have walruses in Finland, we have tornadoes in Finland. Yeah, Finland is very well known for tornadoes. And the land of the thousand lakes is experiencing drought. Interesting. So, let's check out a little bit null school. I assume that you are familiar with that. If you aren't, I will put a link below and go there, play around. Because it's very interesting. We want to see Ocean. And we want to see this one. This is coral bleaching alerts. Here it says bleaching alert area. Coral bleaching. So maybe we put the currents away in order to see something. Where is it? Waves. Yeah, now it's easier to see. So obviously, I didn't watch this earlier. There is coral bleaching alert in the Baltic Sea, North Sea, Baltic Sea. And we have a walrus stranded. I didn't knew that. I wanted to show you. If it's visible, it's not always there, but we have it again. Spitzbergen. Coral bleaching. Red alert. Even up more north. Now this might be Svalbard. I have to admit I'm not exactly sure at the moment because I haven't been watching this for Svalbard. You know that they're fluctuating. Some things are sometimes more interesting, or however you put it. There's so much things. Like, no way one can remember everything all the time. So, coral bleaching so far north. Such a big region. I don't know how much this is still extending towards north since we cannot see it. Very interesting, I think. Coral bleaching. Something's going on. Especially also like here. All this region. Everything which is in blue. Our little possible mud volcano near Denmark. I made videos about that one too earlier. You can search for them if you want to. But just somehow, what I think is very interesting as looking at these pictures. Here it's red in the Baltic Sea. And we just have a little bit orange here in the Mediterranean. You would somehow imagine that it would be really hot in the Mediterranean. We would have much more there going on since it's summer and all this kind of stuff. But it's not. The red area is in the Baltic Sea. One of the world's biggest archipelago. And I mentioned the Gulf Stream and these things earlier. They're all electrical currents. These are all electrical circuits of Earth. And we have them in the air, in space, on the ground, in the water, everywhere. And as Earth's magnetosphere is weakening, our magnetic poles are wandering. North Pole is wandering towards Indonesia, where almost all the buoys are out of work. They're just red. You cannot see anything, despite we have constantaneous, rather big earthquake activity there and hundreds of volcanoes. But the National Data Buoy Center doesn't somehow provide us with data. They're off. Most of them. Don't believe me? No, let's check it out. We will come back to this quickly. So, let's see if I was right or not. Where's Indonesia? I have been talking about this region. That's the region where our North Pole is wandering to, approximately. And for those who don't know, there are the Siberian Traps. which are very, very, very interesting. Some weeks ago this was still working, now it's not. We have one left here and one left here. And I think it's just a matter of time until they also get switched off. Let's see. Hopefully. I'm completely wrong. And they switch all back on. This would be the best thing. I really would like to be wrong about this, and the complete opposite would happen. It would be really cool. But let's go back to the other thing. Yeah. Gulf Stream. Climate, currents and things. West Spitzbergen Current. The West Spitzbergen Current, WSC, is warm, salty. Is a warm, salty current that runs poleward just west of Spitzbergen, formerly called West Spitzbergen. Okay. In the Arctic Ocean. The WSC branches off Norwegian Atlantic Current and in the Norwegian Sea. The WSC is of importance because it drives warm and salty Atlantic water into the interior Arctic. The warm and salty WSC flows north through the eastern side of Fram Strait, while the East Greenland Current EGC flows south through the western side of Fram Strait. The EGC is characterized by being very cold and low in salinity. Hence, it could be a freshwater spring after all. Geothermal activity. Something is hot, something is really cold. Thermal just talks about the temperature. It doesn't have to be hot. 0 degrees is temperature too. -degrees. So then we talk about something different because water freezes. But as long as it is liquid, everything belongs to geothermal activity. Not only the hot things. This is what I think. Otherwise you cannot take the whole spectrum of geothermal activity into account. But anyway, where have we been? The EGC is characterized by being very cold and low in salinity, but above all else, it is a major exporter of Arctic sea ice. Thus, the EGC combined with the warm WSC makes the Fram Strait the northernmost ocean area, having ice-free conditions throughout the year in all of the global ocean. Svalbard, where probably our Walrus originates. East Greenland Current, West Spitzbergen Current. They are side by side. So if there's any fluctuation going on in those, whatever, is it the amount, the temperature, or however things, it will affect the whole environment. If they are, for example, dying off, there might be huge consequences for a large area. It could probably affect the whole globe. Easily. Since it's almost at the North Pole, where we have Birkeland currents and other things. So this just brought me now to decide that we go just quickly back to null school. So here we are again. Now let's take ocean, currents, and SSTA, surface temperature anomaly. Surface temperature anomaly. Let's go see. It's too warm. It's much too warm. Here we have this kind of cold spot. Here at the left, you can see the amount of the, how to say, anomaly to the normal. How much it differs to what is normal. Whatever that means, since everything is fluctuating. This is the whole point of the thing, which is very far away from the paradigm of uniformitarianism. Minus 3.2, minus 3.4. So, it's too warm around Svalbard. And here it's cold. Here it's much too cold. 3 degrees. Let's go in a bit closer. Check out the most brightest spot. 3, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, 2.7. Nonetheless, I think it's a quite big area where we have basically too cold water. And we have a much bigger area which is much too warm. Hot. Here it seems to be really warm. White. 8.8. 8.8, 7.8, 8.8, 6.3, 7.4, 8.6, 8.7. Very many too much. And I still think it could be like those cold spots we have here. Northern Siberia. This one, for example. This might be some underwater well or whatever, how you put it, where water is coming out of the ground. Cold water, drinkable water, fresh water. Very well possible. And here it's, again, almost 8 degrees too hot. 6, 5.4, 6.3, 5.8, 4.1. And quite a distinct boundary between those. And here we just have very cold. Let's check out quickly the Gulf Stream. There's a huge area here where it's too cold. And a huge area where it's too hot. There has been some activity earthquake-wise and other things in this region here. Some months ago, there are seamounts all over the place, which aren't visible on any maps. Or they are visible, but not very well. Because it's just not visible on the maps. Now we put the lines on, we can see the direction of the flow. So let's see, do we see anything? There's a cold spot in the middle of the 5.0, 5.6 degrees too cold. 4.8, 5.1. Let's check out this other one still. 5.1. If you want to see the seafloor, I recommend you the best place where you can watch it is probably the National Data Buoy Center. So let's go quickly there. National Data Buoy Center. Because here you can zoom in and you can, there's names and sometimes even depths and heights of stuff. Newfoundland Basin. Are we at the right spot? Let's go figure. So we want to be this is probably Newfoundland, and I want to see those. These might be either these, could be, or these. Montmagny? G-mount? 3,733, 34, and 5,294. What? 1,500 meters height difference. $3,200. Yeah, there's almost 2,000 meters. If there wouldn't be any water, there are mountains 2,000 meters high. There are many, many, many of those, and I don't know if I am searching at the right place where we have those cold snaps. Maybe I will take the time and figure out where they are. Maybe not, I don't know yet. I just wanted to show you that National Data Buoy Center has very good data. And it's just really sad that they could provide much more, but they don't. Even though now it would be time to provide us with the data from the place I showed earlier. And the possibility, many of those being volcanoes, is rather big. I think it's more possible that most of those are volcanoes than they aren't. There are many of those. Do we have any activity here? No. But I think I leave it here. This was a really long and boring video, probably. But for me, this is what I do. It's an archive. I don't do this to entertain anyone. I'm not entertaining myself. And there's a hurricane or something hitting Hawaii, probably. 2 days or something, I don't know. I haven't watched anything about this. And there's so much other stuff going on. The only buoys in the Mediterranean Sea don't work. There should be one here. One here. There has been, yeah, the tsunami. This is flat like a pan. If there's a 10-meter wave, it probably will reach Torino. Probably not, but it will go so far inwards, on the land, that it's gonna have a huge effect on everything there. It will travel many miles. And it happened in the past, so it will happen in the future. Hopefully I don't have to report on that. I wouldn't be surprised if I would have to. Yeah, I probably have to make a video once about the tsunami there, and yeah, there's so many other things which should be made videos about. Yeah, YouTube. I don't know, I don't think too much about being on YouTube or not. Take the information, make up your mind, compare it to the things you know already, and think for yourself. I just provide my observations and some clues, probably, and resources for data that you can make your own research, that you can make your own mind It's your mind, no one else's. Keep that in your own mind. So, anyway, thanks. Bye.